people in power who are targeting these young folks to, steal for them. Maybe it's sexual exploitation. Maybe it's recruiting other youth to take part in various structures that, promote racism, transphobia, these different groups of people, they all attach themselves to young folks who are not being supported at home or at school.
A North Vancouver youth worker says keeping kids out of gangs starts with community care. And she says more money is needed to fund that care.
Having staff who are trained, that can work regular hours. Building rapport with youth is number one when trying to build any kind of relationship. Sometimes in a one-to-one session with youth, it'll take you a month until they finally give you the heavy load.
She's hoping a nearly $2 million investment from the federal government will help hire more staff to do that.
But here today, we are making new and direct incremental investments in public safety.
MP Terry Beach announcing on Thursday that the District of North Vancouver will receive just under $1.8 million from Canada's Building Safer Communities Fund, a federal plan to get guns off the streets and to stop gang violence. It's part of a nationwide investment of $250 million, and Beach says he plans to use the money to address the root of the crime before it starts.
This new fund will use data and evidence, including population and crime stats and on-the-ground feedback, to determine where investments should be allocated.
According to Statistics Canada, in 2021, there were more than 8,000 incidents of violent crime where a firearm was used. The same year, there were 125 homicides linked to organized crime or gangs in BC alone. The mayor of the District of North Vancouver said at the announcement he'd like some of the federal money to go to mental health resources in the community, crucial to keeping kids from turning to gangs, which lead to interactions with police.
When your social services have a gap, what quite often ends up happening is the RCMP are used to fill all of those holes. They're there at your family's worst. They're there when there's a mental health crisis. They're there. But they're only there because there's been a gap or there's been a hole in the system. While the police do the best job they can, they're quite often not the right resources to be able to be responding to those issues in our community. When you call 911, you get police, fire, ambulance. Well, what if you got police, fire, ambulance, mental health call? Something that made it so that someone isn't starting out trying to decide whether they want the police to show up at the door. Maybe it's something we can address through one of the other tools available to us.
There are no official plans yet on how the money will be used, but the public will have a chance to weigh in during community consultations this year. In North Vancouver, Angela Bowers, City News.